Today on Drawbli,
we're looking at the art of Claud Z.
This artist has a storybook quality to their art.
Well, it's interesting you notice that because this artist has so much artwork from one specific universe and story.
Ooh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Is it their own IP? Or?
I don't know, but it's all on their art station from something called Calpan.
Okay.
A lot of their work currently is related to Calpan.
Link below to check out more.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly which or if all of these images are from that specifically, but regardless, I chose the ones that I just thought were super fun and interesting to look at.
Yeah, I love this step from fantasy into reality. That's so cool.
Isn't that awesome?
I don't know if I've seen something like this before, or if I have. It's been a very long time. It's a really fun concept, though.
Yeah, I mean, it shows so much of the things that they're interested in. Because, I mean, who's just interested in one thing or one fantasy versus reality?
Boring people.
I know. I like to be varied myself. I like pepperoni pizza and sausage pizza.
Wow. Oh my. You're cultured. I didn't know.
This watercolor-esque kind of pale
I love
style is a lot of what we see from their work with this Calpan franchise or IP. And I just thought this image with the pigs was so interesting.
I am totally cool with that and all that. Like, this is awesome. Why are their little hair buns tied to the ceiling?
Maybe to keep them awake, keep them working.
That's so cruel.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but they're working hard.
I love this little constable piggy over here who's like patrolling at night. He's so fun.
Me too.
Ah, very creepy. These like wooden they're chained as well.
Yeah, it feels very like Elden Ring to me. I love all the small forms within these large forms too. Everything feels like there's no area that's just filled with like a solid wall of color except maybe the sky. Everything else is like all these different shapes within shapes within shapes.
Yeah, there's a lot of like line work going on inside of these forms. Very cool.
I think that's really, really interesting. I mean, it just adds so much dimension and detail, but it all feels very cohesive. Like these forms within forms are the same forms like on the figures walking above, on the hills around like the village at the ground, on the little mountain peaks the characters are climbing, and even within the clothing of the little characters.
Yeah, very cohesive style and aesthetic. Ah, man, I love this style so much. This is what I was talking about with like the storybook quality.
Yeah, it's so precious and sweet. This image actually, on our next look, we get to see a construction done.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
I love that. So they started with this guy on the left and like really focused in on him and then added in these other elements. So it looks like he's a merchant selling something. But
I love some aspect of how they've kept things so soft is even when they're inking in their darkest shadows, it's still like a pretty bright, like dark brownish color. Off to the side, we see these dots on the left that they put in, and I feel like they're saying, hey, that's as dark as I'm gonna go.
I love this style so much. It's so fun to look at. I love how high key this artist's artwork is, where it's so bright. And you can see these spots here where they just kind of let the paper shine through on the image.
Yeah, it definitely feels really in keeping with like watercolor ideas, where if you have a highlight, you don't paint over it, you keep that spot white at whatever cost, because that's the only way to keep that highlight in place without going back over it with like a gel pen or a gouache. Also, I love the world building here. I read the little bit of English here where everybody wears these shells because the seeds from these trees drop and are very dangerous.
Okay.
So people wear the shells to pass under the trees.
Yeah, I love the world building for all of these. They all feel very animal inspired. It's super cool.
And then shifting back to these really much more opaque images is really interesting too. I mean, obviously this artist is very well like rounded in what they can do.
Yeah, obviously.
I love this blue spirit character here. Their form and their shape and their energy is very cool.
I love their form and their shape and their energy. That's what I wish people would say about me.
That's what they say about me.
Yeah, you can really see that kind of watercolor feel with this gradation where the background is just like so light back here. It feels like it's barely painted.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It feels like a very airy chamber, very light, with this, you know, character up here giving a big speech, but she's really well like balanced by this really dark pillar here with this dark shadowed character.
I don't think that's a pillar. I think that's a very large paintbrush on his back. Everybody here is painting, and I mean, maybe it's a pillar, but it looks like a massive paintbrush to me.
You could be right. There might be something to that.
He's a big, strong guy.
Unknowable.
He needs a big, strong paintbrush.
And our orator character is carrying a very massive brush of her own.
Exactly.
So
I mean, everybody's painting in this image.
it's true.
Except for us. We're the only ones not painting right now.
We should be. This image I wanted to include because of its super cool graphic quality of, you know, very interestingly designed, because the whole image is like, as one image and page is really cool. We've got this almost like standalone thing to the left. It's really tied in with this orange rectangle here in the middle, but all the same color elements are there throughout.
Yeah, I love big graphic elements. It's like one of my favorite things in 2D art. And I love having my soul sucked out of my face as well.
Yes.
Harry Potter style.
Harry Potter style, or DMV style.
DMV style, yeah. The more I look at this artist's artwork, the more I see these animal elements in all these different characters, where we have something that's like Black Swan inspired. There's like a bird-like character back here that's like straight up anthropomorphic. We have maybe like a frog character here in the front as well.
And the blue spirits continue to show up here. There's a lot of them here. Yeah, it makes me so curious about this world. There's so many unique elements to it that I don't feel like I've seen elsewhere, because it's kind of cutesy. I mean, these are cute little ducks, but they're serious, you know? They're taking care of these little children and babies.
There's an uncanny creepiness to it as well.
Yeah, a little bit, just because it's so different.
Yeah, I love the layout of this artwork as well, like all these different elements that are conceptualized here. I am a big fan of just like really interesting conceptual page layouts, and this is an excellent one.
I love the striking blue woven into this forest scene here too.
And now finishing up with a couple very different images in terms of style, aesthetic, everything.
This is work I pulled from before they posted all their stuff from Calpan, so that probably does mean it's older for them, but it's, I mean, no less incredible for being older. I love how this is a very big image to have just one little area of striking light.
Yeah, and a guy who is about to be struck by all these creepy tentacles everywhere. Yeah, this is very creepy. I don't know how I feel about this.
I like how they balance the interest and busyness of this image of having a lot of like busy little office stuff off to the left.
That's so true.
But on the right, it's a lot more obscured by mist. So we just see these eerie tentacles coming in, but otherwise we lose a lot of that little fun office detail.
Finishing up with just some inked sketches.
Yeah, I thought these little Linework sketches were really interesting. I like to see as many different like forms of art that an artist presents as I can, because I feel like that just tells you a bigger picture of the artist as a whole, how they see the world, how they view art and construction of an image.
Yeah, one thing I picked up immediately upon looking at these was the flow of their brushstrokes, even with these simplistic images, which is something I saw throughout all of their artworks. This really cool, interesting flow and texture.
Yeah, they're always paying attention to direction and angularity, like whether they're doing kind of more of a curved thing like these stones near a lighthouse, or something very sharp and angular like these rocks here at the very bottom image.
And if you are sharp and angular, click that subscribe button down below.
And this is the part where we say
Goomba.